Welcome, everyone. We'll be getting started here in just a few moments. It is 7:03, folks. We'll give people just 2 more minutes and then we'll go ahead and get started here. We'll give folks just 2 more minutes and then we will get started here.
Hey guys, how are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. I'm not, some people haven't unmuted. You are co-host now, and I have also made Richmond Ray co-host. I don't see Reed yet, but I will make him co-host as well too.
I apologize for my voice because I'm just getting over the flu.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, well,
So,
we won't make you talk a lot today.
no, I think I sound quite husky and sexy.
Hi there, Terrence. How are you
Hey,
doing?
how you doing, Mister? I'm wonderful, Mr. Ray. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. Thank you.
Good, good. You're welcome. You are welcome. All right, we got 7:04. We'll get started right at 7:05. I won't make all these people that were on time wait a whole lot longer. And then whenever you do see, I don't see Reed yet, but whenever you do see Reed, I can make him co-host as well too.
Cool.
Good evening, everyone.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, we are officially at 90 people at 7:05. So the recording's already going. We're going to go ahead and get started with this. And then, and if you guys see people coming in the chat, if you can approve them as well. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Well, let me start out by saying welcome to everybody that's on the call tonight. We appreciate you coming out for the special event where we have a very rare opportunity in the crypto space to see the leaders, the team, the people that actually have your capital on the call. Not only are they on the call, they're going to show their faces. You'll see them. You'll be able to talk to them, understand that they're real, know that they're live, and you can get an up close look at their project, right? Now, I do need to say before I go any further that I am not a financial advisor. Nobody on this call is a financial advisor that's going to be doing the talking. I'm not saying that your day profession isn't a financial advisor, but I'm talking about the presenters, the owners, people that are calling the shots. We're not financial advisors. We're literally just super risky people that get in a whole bunch of different crypto projects. Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose, but we understand going in that there's an extreme risk to every single project that I talk about on my channel. Whether I'm talking about MMM, whether I'm talking about K100, whether I'm talking about Invesable AI, whether you're telling me about your favorite YouTuber's project or your best friend's project, whatever your pastor roped you into, I don't care what project it is, you can lose some or all of your money in everything. So here's the way that you do these projects, folks. You come in with risk capital only. So that means that if you can afford to take it to the casino, if you can afford to take it and play the lottery, if you can afford to gamble it on anything, and whether or not you call it gambling, whether you can afford to part with it or not. Now, if you can afford to part with it, then I think that there's a lot of opportunity in this space. I think that if you develop a sound strategy where you come in and you get your initial seed capital out the way, and then you play with house money, you have an opportunity to win more often than you lose. But now, if you're one of those type of people that compound to the moon, you have a great opportunity at not making it through projects. You need to take your seed capital and you need to take some profits along the way. You sleep a lot better at night. And this is how I've been successful in this space. Now that I got this disclaimer out the way, tonight is phenomenal because, as I said, you have an opportunity to speak with and see, excuse me, you have an opportunity to speak with and see the founders. You get a chance to see the marketing team. You get a chance to see everything behind Investable AI. Now, I am going to do a project overview. I won't make it very long at all. And then we'll bring on the founders, Lee Dalton, Richmond Ray, founders and co-founders. And then you'll get the chance to meet the marketing manager as well, Reed. And then they're going to pull back the sheets and show you the bot. So you'll get a chance to see the bot. This is one of the most transparent projects in the space that I know of. So it gives me great honor and pleasure to actually present this to you tonight. And then if you're looking at my thumbnail, you're going to see #1 leader. Now, the reason that says #1 leader, Terrence Pounds, because I'm the #1 guy so far. Now, I don't know how long that's going to last, but right now I'm holding down the #1 spot. And now I can't hold down the #1 spot without you. So you chose. I'm sure there's people on the call that are in the project. So you chose. I never know what you're going to like, but I think it's a testament to the project that they have, that we have people from all over the world joining this project right now as we speak. So thank you, Investable AI team. But now let me get to the project overview so I don't delay anybody much longer. And if you're watching this on any social media channel or any video, we ask that you do like it, share it, comment, and subscribe. So go ahead and please like, share, comment, and subscribe. You want to like the video, you want to share it with somebody else. And then if you can comment, drop a comment in there. It helps with the algorithms. Subscribe, share it with the friend, tell another person about it because this is a great working project, and I'm happy to present this to you today. All right, so let me go ahead here. And now you're about to see Investable AI. Now, if you don't know what this is, there's a chance you're on here that you don't know what Investable AI is. Well, then that's perfect because I'm going to tell you about it. Now, Investable AI is made for all of us, right? Now, Investable AI is founded on the belief that investing in alternative investments should be more transparent. So let's talk about the transparency. What is transparent in this space? Most of these projects, you don't know who's behind it. Most of them won't even show you that they're really trading. And you know that I'm telling you the truth. And so these are two things that you get from this company that makes it way more transparent than 90% of the things that you're looking at. It's more accessible. It's more liquid than ever before. It doesn't matter if you're a hedge fund manager or an everyday investor, we all want the same thing. That's to build a financial future for ourselves that we can control. Now, the reason I pulled up this page first is because the people that you see on the website are on the call. Here's Lee Dalton, who's the founder and CEO, who is on the call. You also have Richmond Ray, who's the co-founder and CEO. And then you have Reed Fletcher, who is the marketing manager on the call. So where are you getting this at in projects, folks, that the actual owners and founders and marketing people are going to come on the call and talk to you, right? Now, when you get to the website, it's going to look just like this. It's going to say Wealth for All. Welcome to Investable AI, an innovative investment management firm by artificial intelligence. And their mission is to democratize access to sophisticated investment solutions. All right. And then so when you come over and take a look at the page, they believe that technology and data have the power to transform the investment landscape, making it more efficient, transparent, and accessible for everyone. That's why they build a team of experts in investment management, data science, and technology to design investment solutions that are both affordable and effective for a wide range of investors, right? Now, folks, let me get down here. I'm going to show you a couple other things. Here are the packages, right? Anybody can get started for just $50. And then, folks, when you take a look at their investment plans, they have 3 very simple investment plans. The first plan is 0.5% per day. You get started with $50. It runs for 25 business days, folks. It's business days, so not weekends. And then during that 25 business days, you make 112.5%. What do you mean? Well, you get 100% of your initial investment back, plus an additional 12.5% in just 25 days. Now, folks, if you don't mind stepping up your investment a little bit more and you want to make a little more profit, they have a 1% a day plan that starts at just $500. Now, this plan right here, it goes for 25 business days as well. But what happens is you get 125% return on your investment. What does that look like? That means that you get 100% of your initial seed capital back and an additional 25% in just 25 days. Now, folks, then there's the big boy package, which is 2% per day. And then, folks, if you understand, that's 10% a week, which equivalates to at least 40% on any given month, which is phenomenal. And then so the way that works is if you started with your initial investment, you make 150% in just 25 days. It's crazy. So what you're doing is you're getting 100% of your seed capital back, plus an additional 50% in just 25 days. I think that this project is phenomenal. Now, when you take a look at this, folks, wealth for everybody. When you can get started between $50 up to $3,000 and be making 2% a day, I think it's wonderful. Levels of transparency, like I said, are off the charts. You can join their community very easily, their Telegram, their Facebook. They have a YouTube channel. You can kickstart your investment and get signed up. The referral link will be in the description of the video. Now, I need to mute somebody. I am hearing some other talking, so I am going to mute all participants here real quick, and then you will be allowed to unmute yourself when it is an opportunity to speak. And then, folks, what you have to understand about this, it's access to AI-driven investments. By joining Invesable AI, you gain access to advanced investment strategies powered by artificial intelligence, which you'll get a chance to see the bots today. So I'm not even going to talk all through that. Potential for superior returns. Folks, 0.5% a day, up to 2% a day, 5 days a week, in my personal opinion, beats the pants off of 99% of traditional investments and also 99% of investments in the crypto and passive DeFi space that stay around. Now, diversification across multiple asset classes. So they offer you different investments in different sectors in different geographic regions, building a very broad portfolio. And then, folks, obviously, they're operating with expertise and professional guidance. You can easily come over here and calculate your earnings. They accept deposits in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Binance Coin, Tron, Dash, Solana, Ripple, Bitcoin Cash, and Dogecoin. You can easily come over here. I like USDT Tether, so I would put in my USDT Tether or whatever it would be. You put this here, you put your investment, put $100, $1,000, $5,000, $10,000. It will show you what you would get out of those specific packages. I've already showed you the investment packages. They have tons of how-to videos, just in case somebody doesn't know how to do it. It's right here on their YouTube channel, or you can see the videos that I've already produced as well, too. And then, folks, they have 1,616 members and counting. You can get signed up easily today. Now, folks, I need to go ahead and show you also a beautiful thing about this particular company. They will pay you very well to get started. So when I say pay you very well to get started, this means that you can get started for $0. You know, people come ask me all the time, like, man, can you sponsor me? Can you help me with this? Well, Invesable AI is one of those companies that you can have $0, but you still can make money. How is that, Terrence? You can come in and sign up. You think this is phenomenal. If only you had the money to get started. Well, you don't need any money to get started. If it's that phenomenal, go tell your friends and family, and the company is going to pay you 6% on your first level. So every person that deposits on your first level, you'll get 6%. Then who they tell, you'll get 2%. Then who they tell, you'll get 1%. So you can easily get the money together to either invest in this project or take some money home if you need the capital, because you need $0 to get started. Now, folks, if you come in with 3,000, which is the advanced level, that is the package 3. Now, that starts you off at 7% on your first level if you share this, and then it gives you 3% on your second, 2% on your third, but then it opens up levels 4, 5, and 6 for you at 1%. Now, if you have a little more to invest, you can go with the $10,000 package, and then that gives you 8% on the first level, 3, 2, 2, 1, and 1, 6 levels. And then, folks, if you want to go for the diamond, then that's just 15,000. That's 8% on your first level, 4, 3, 2, 2, and 1. And by the way, folks, I went diamond from the beginning. I didn't even question it. I went diamond. And then, folks, you do have a team turnover bonus. As your team grows, you will actually get a direct bonus reward when your first level team investment turnover reaches a certain amount according to this table. So you get paid when they hit these amounts. And then, folks, they also have a matching referral deposit bonus. Now you can see you get a direct bonus when you match your deposit with your first level referrals according to this particular table. And then so you can see you can get paid between 2% to 20%, depending on that match. Now, folks, let me go ahead and get logged into my back office so that you can see what this looks like here. And we officially just got 100 people on the call today. And then so let me get over here, get logged in, and then I will show you what the guts in the interior of this project looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in. Let me get my Google two-factor authentication. And then, folks, make sure you're using your Google two-factor authentication out here because people are vicious. You need to make sure that you can stay away from anybody who may be trying to compromise your account and take your crypto. And if you got crypto to donate, donate it to a good cause. All right, so let me go ahead here and share my screen. Now, bang. All right. So here we are looking at the dashboard. When you log in, the dashboard is nice and clean. It flows and functions very well. It's very easy to get started. If you signed up for any project, you sign up and you just do the same thing that you always do. You know what that is, put in your personal information, set up a secure password. Now, when you look at the dashboard, I want to show you my total deposit. 20,000. Yeah, I wasn't playing. I came in the project out the gates. I was not playing around. I was putting capital in here from the beginning. You see, I got $882 sitting in my balance. Your balance will show up just like that. And then, folks, you can see my total earnings right here is $4,000 off of my $20,000 that I put in there. So I am chunking away at this $25 at 2% a day. I'm loving it, right? And then, folks, you can see over here, I know you're looking, total withdrawing, 15,000. And then, yeah, folks, I ain't been in this that long. So you know that is because other people are coming in this project. You know why? Look at my referrals. I got 87 active referrals, then 264. People direct to me. It's already over $100,000 just direct to me. And then, folks, all investments, you can see over 203,000. I didn't pick this. And then, folks, yes, they're paying commissions. I made 12,000. Thank you, Lee Dalton. Thank you, Richmond Ray. Thank you, Reed, for putting this project together. You know why? Because I'm killing it. Now, folks, I can't kill it without you. There's other people in here getting bread. Now, I just wanted to show you their dashboard, all the key functions on here. Now, when you get started, very easy, right? Now, I'm going to drop my link in the chat. Now, if I did not invite you to this call, you came because somebody else invited you. Please do not use my link. Use whoever invited you to the call's link, which they can DM you or send that there. Do not start sharing a bunch of links in the chat, please. All right. So once you get started, you log in, you come over here and click deposit. When you click deposit, it's going to bring you up the 3 different investment plans we talked about, the 0.5%, the 1%, and the 2%. Now, folks, remember, this is the big boy. It's just $3,000 to earn 40% or more per month. I'm gonna put it to you like that. It's just 3,000. Now, if you can't afford that, then it's just 500 to earn 20% every 25 days. Beautiful, right? And then 0.5% every 25 days, right? Now, folks, you can deposit with any of these deposit methods from Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Stellar, also the tethers in Ethereum, Tron, and Binance, right? Now, folks, anytime you see where they have deposit from balance or deposit here, that means you can top up. So yes, you can top up, you can reinvest from right here inside of the dashboard, right? Very easily. So let's just say I wanted to reinvest some or all of my Bitcoin balance. I decide whatever plan it fits in, I got enough right here. I can easily reinvest that. Now, if I want to reinvest this balance, then I can go over here and get into 1% plan because I have enough in that balance to reinvest. Now, if I wanted to do 3,000, I would need 3,000 sitting here to get into that plan. Now, say you're depositing for the first time, you don't have any capital here. You would simply come and click deposit. You would choose the plan, and then they're going to make you send enough for the specific plan you want. So say I'm going with another deposit in the $3,000 plan. It's very easy to do that. They tell you it's 2% daily for 25 days, 2% daily. It's a total of 35 days because it's Monday through Friday. At the end of it, yes, you do get your initial deposit back. I know a lot of these, you don't get your initial deposit back, or it's till 200% or 300%. No, this you actually get your initial deposit back at the end of the term, which I think is powerful. And then, folks, if you wanted to do that 3,000 plan, you go ahead and click process. It's going to bring up that handy coin payment system that you're used to. Then it's going to give you the different options that you can deposit in. And then you choose the option. And then if I decided to do TRC20, it's going to go ahead and click complete checkout. Then it's going to take you over to coin payments. And folks, if you've never used coin payments before, this is a respectable system. And if you send too much, they'll send you an email telling you you sent too much. And then they'll give you a refund on what you send extra. So make sure you send more than enough. Don't scam, or I mean, not scam, but short the system trying to send the exact dollar. Send a little bit extra because they will give you a refund on coin payments. You see that you have 2 hours to use this address. It's a one-time use address, one time, and you got 2 hours to use it. All right, so let me go back over here and then open this back up because I am not making another deposit at this particular point in time. Let me do this. Let me pull this back up. And then we'll take a look at the couple other features on here. Let me stop my share and get logged back in. 1 second here. Let me get my two-factor authentication out here. Okay, boom, I am back in. And let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so you should be seeing back inside my dashboard, right? And then if you made the deposit, the capital is going to come over. You already picked the investment plan, so you're already ready to go. And then, folks, very easy, right? You can look at your investments. You can see the different plans. I opened up with 20,000 here. Then I opened up an 88 plan and a $50 plan in these, right? And then, folks, you can withdraw your profits very easily. You come over to withdraw, and then you can decide to choose from any of these different methods that you would like to withdraw that has the balance in it, right? Folks, if you want to transfer the crypto to your peers, your downline, your loved ones, whatever the case may be, you can simply transfer it right here with the user's name and write a comment and send it, all right? Folks, they actually have an exchange. If you don't want to withdraw in Bitcoin and you want to just exchange it here because you're going to exchange it somewhere else, they have a small 2% fee in order to swap it. So I can easily change this Bitcoin over. Like, say I'm not pulling out any Bitcoin, I'm going to just exchange this right now. And then I'm going to transfer this over to TRC20 because I like stable coins. That 2% goes right back in the system. And then folks, I don't have to withdraw a number of different currencies at one point in time. I can just withdraw one currency, right? Because I'm gonna swap it somewhere else anyway, unless I'm just holding it. Now all of my investments is in TRC20. And then if I just want to withdraw, now I don't got to go through 30 different ones. I'm gonna just go over here and click this withdraw. And then boom, this 877 will be released to me, and I'll be happy to have it in my wallet. I'm gonna grab my two-factor authentication code to approve this. This helps hackers from when they jump in and change your withdrawal address, they're gonna need your 2FA. Your withdrawal request has been sent, and that capital will be on the way. You can easily come over here and look at your referrals. There's an active list of your referrals. It shows how they've been ringing up. And then folks, they do have affiliate content over here. You can check out. It will also show all of your transaction history right here. You can look at your referral commissions from all of your different levels. And then folks, from anywhere on here, let me get somebody muted here. Let me see here. Boom, we got that muted. Okay, perfect. And then so you can also come over here and get the official PDFs. So the company's PDF, official docs, presentation, you can see all of that from right there. And then folks, last thing I'm going to show you before I stop talking is the #1 leader. You see it. You see me over here, big dog PCA, 147, 52 active referrals. And then you see right here that, yes, I pulled out 12 grand. I'm killing the competition right now. It's me and AA, Investable AI. We to the moon. No, but for real though, it's crushing it, folks, man. And when you really put that in perspective, you look at my investment history. And like I said, I can't tell you I'm gonna be at the top forever. This is July 6th, folks. You see July 6th, that's 2 weeks. 2 weeks, folks. 12,500 in commissions. Are they paying? Yes. And then folks, is it just me? No, it's 200,000 other dollars from other people that like the project too in just 2 weeks. Crazy. So, hey, I'm thankful. I appreciate the project. It's been working well. They've been attending to me, anything that I need, which I haven't needed anything, but for them to jump on and show their faces. They came on, they're on the program. I'm gonna go ahead and stop my share right now. And then let me go ahead and officially introduce the owners, founders of the company. And then they're going to provide information to you. And then we'll open up for general questions that you may have for myself or that you may have for Lee, Dalton, Richmond, Ray, or Reed. So without further ado, let me introduce to you the faces behind the business. Let me start with Lee Dalton, the founder of Invesable AI. He will start talking, and then I will have him introduce the rest of the team, Richmond, Ray, and Reed, to you. Lee Dalton, the floor is yours, sir. You will have to unmute yourself.
I don't know what to say. You did a pretty damn good job. Probably better than I could, to be honest. I'm sorry if my voice sounds a bit hoarse, as I mentioned earlier. I'm just getting over the flu. But sorry. What Terrence is saying is, based on experience with other platforms that I've had myself, we wanted to create something that everybody could access. So from a novice person that's never invested before or has no idea about crypto, up to fund managers. We just wanted to make it very clear, clean, and simple for people, which you just demonstrated running through your dashboard. Just, yeah, they can make a choice on what they want to do. And at the end of the day, it's their choice, but at least they know the information that they're getting and what they see. And I think it gives people a lot more comfort, because what I found in experience is that a lot of other platforms are very cryptic. And there's not a lot of information that is made available. So it's very easy to put your money in, but it's very difficult sometimes to get it out, particularly when the profits start coming in, because you've got to take it all out. So what we looked at is you can take out your profit on a daily basis if you wish. And the minimum withdrawal is $1 a day. The rest you can leave there. But at the end of the 25 days, you get your initial deposit back, and you can reinvest it again, which is what we're seeing now as we've been running for just on 6 weeks. People are just reinvesting. So it's working. Hello?
You might have been frozen, Lee. Were you still speaking?
No, I've stopped.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought it froze. Okay. All right, perfect. All right. And now, was there anything else you wanted to cover, or do we bring up, or is Richmond Ray? You ready, Richmond?
Yeah, ready?
Okay. Well, perfect.
Sure.
Well, this is Richmond Ray, co-founder and CEO of Invesable AI. Once again, sir, the floor is yours, and great to see you today.
Thank you, Terrence. Yeah. Hi, everyone. A very good afternoon, good evening, good morning to you all. So my name is Richmond Ray. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Invesable AI, currently in Singapore at the moment where our company registered. Like Lee mentioned, that it's very small investment, which starts at $50. And of course, the withdrawal is available at any time of every day without any charges at all. You can withdraw as low as $1 US dollar, of course. Yeah. So most cases, our investors are grouped together in geographically diverse locations, such as from the US, from the Philippines, Singapore, Malaysia, Africa, and Europe. Else, some are individuals like hedge fund managers and investors and alike, where we support them by attending the calls and at the same time answer any questions like this. So we're also available on any support options. We have the Facebook, we have the Telegram, and now we are available in WhatsApp. Thanks, Terrence.
Yep. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. And is Reed on? Do I see Reed? Reed, are you on? Or does anybody see Reed?
No, I haven't seen him.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's not around.
Okay, I got a Sam that raised their hand. Okay, so let's take some questions. Let's take some questions. I have a hand up from Sam. Sam, if you want to go ahead and unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hi, Terrence, and
Hi.
thank you so much for this. So, Lee, oh my goodness, I hate making you talk some more.
No, make me talk. Make me talk.
Okay, so here's what I want to ask you while this is being recorded. I think you can appreciate this because you said you've been involved in projects that, in your words, pissed you off. And that's
Yeah, absolutely.
the way you're doing things. What I wanted to ask you about was you recently announced that there would be your own token. You guys are going to be talking about that maybe on the Saturday Zoom, but there will be a token And my question to you is, anytime that we have seen, or I have seen, experienced, when other companies release their own token, all of a sudden they change it, and they're only paying out if we come out with a token. So there went all the crypto we were coming out with, USDT, whatever we chose before, and we have no choice but to be at the mercy of the token. So my
Okay.
question to you is, will that happen? Are we still going to be able to come in with USDT, come out with USDT? Do you know yet?
Yes, you will still be able to use the other coins that are on there. One of the reasons we're releasing our own token, I look at it like, how do you say it? A frequent flyer program. Okay, so you don't have to put everything into our token. But if you have some of our tokens, it will give you access to more benefits within the platform. But you can still use all the other coins to go in and out with.
Well, there we have it, and it's on recording. And so thank you so much for that. It gives me
No
that
problem.
much more confidence, because it's just recently happened to some of us on other projects. And
No,
it,
I don't want people to be tied to a token to our platform. They need to have a choice with the other coins. But why we want to introduce our own token is to give people that choose to take our token the opportunity to access additional benefits.
well, and I've seen your roadmap, so I've got to assume some of that roadmap, wow, it's very ambitious. And maybe that's where the token's going to come into play with some of the
Exactly.
things I've heard you talk about. So I just
Exactly.
love that I heard you out of your own mouth right now. We
Yeah.
will still have access to withdraw with the crypto
Correct.
we want.
Correct.
And I appreciate you greatly. You know, they say if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true. But I always learned that if it sounds
Yeah.
too good to be true, what if it is true? And that's what
Yep.
I'm excited about. What if
And
he
that-
is real?
That's one of the things that I looked at, and my team have been looking at is one of the reasons why I got I guess upset with platforms was there was no transparency, there were no options, there was no information other than you had to sit there and decipher sometimes a very convoluted looking platform. And if you don't have the knowledge, and, you know, a lot of people don't even try, they don't even bother. And I know I said this before, but I got my 83-year-old dad to get a trust wallet 2 days ago, and he signed up. So I couldn't believe he worked out how to do a trust wallet.
Wow.
Yeah, I just want to
Well,
add in. Sorry, Sam.
no, go ahead, Richmond. I'd love
Yeah.
to hear from you.
Sure. Having our token, our own token, will ensure our investors like yourself make profits easy for long term. And at the same time, we'll make sure we don't, rely on trading that much. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I'll turn it back over to Terrence.
No problem.
Hello, Mr. Pounds.
Hey, Reximus, how you doing, sir?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I had a question. How do you put the hands up? I don't know how to do that, sir.
It's a little button next to your participation, but it's all good. You are free to go, sir. The floor is yours.
Okay.
Let me answer him. That's reactions, raise hand. There's a little section on the lower, on the bottom, and the list on the bottom. Next to show captions, it's called reactions. Usually that's for emojis, but it also has the raise hand button. So that's how you do it, Reximus.
Okay. So like that?
Yeah, you're up. You're clapping right now, though.
Okay. So I have a question regarding your project. I think your name is, let me see, Mr. Hold on a second. Richmond Ray. Hello, sir. How you doing?
Doing good. How about yourself?
I'm fine. So the reason, the question that I have is this. Pertaining to longevity, okay, I see that you have a lot of goals that you want to accomplish in the project. Pertaining to longevity, how long do you intend for your project to last? Okay, so that we can plan accordingly. We don't want a similar situation with other companies like, say, Novatech. We don't want that to happen in you. So how will you, should you get bigger and bigger and bigger, and governments don't like that, okay, they'll come after you. How do you intend to mitigate the disaster should it ever happen? I'm really hoping that doesn't happen, but what strategy do you have in place to make sure that your company can last, say, 5 years, 10 years, however long that you have in mind, sir?
Sure. A very good question. Yeah, well, yeah, just what Lee mentioned, that we are here for a long time. I mean, we are, doing an upgrade, enhance our, features.
channel leader.
Excuse me, I'm gonna mute everybody, and then if you can come off of mute, Richmond Ray, to talk, but I'm gonna mute everybody. We have some background noise. But Richmond, if you can unmute yourself and go.
Thanks, Terrence.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I was saying is we are here for long. We are, enhancing our products, enhancing our AI bot and all those things. And we have, office in Singapore and also registered in Singapore as well. We are also in the process of getting a license from Monetary Authority of Singapore, which is MAS. They are one of the highest, regulatory, which how will I say, recognized around the world, from US to UK to Europe, Asia Pac. So we are in the process in that level. So to answer your question, yes, we are going for as long as you are there to support us. We are very happy to engage with you, to liaise with you, and anything that have questions any time of the day, you can join our Telegram group. We have a Facebook as well, and also at the same time we have this WhatsApp. Did I answer your question?
Hold on a second. Yes, you did. Now, okay, yeah, it makes sense. So I guess longevity wise, yeah, it's a project that is not going to be here today, gone tomorrow. It's going to be long term. Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Welcome. You're most welcome.
Okay.
I'm gonna go for it.
All right, excellent. Actually wrote down a list of questions. First, I'm going to follow up on Salmon Reximus. If you're putting together your own token, I've seen this with a few other programs, notably ArcFi, and earlier I think there was one called Furia, where the token basically ended up collapsing in value. How do you plan on protecting the value of a coin that you've created from that sort of assault?
So, as I mentioned earlier, the reason we're creating the token is not to, become another Bitcoin. It's to provide more benefits to the members on our platform. So I view it more as a frequent flyer program. that provides access to other services that we're going to start releasing through. Sorry, we're going to start releasing through 2024.
All right. Follow up. You say you're usually creating algorithms to trade either cryptocurrency or perhaps other securities to make money. Are
Yes.
you familiar with ATP bot, which recently got announced on something like Next Big Future that looks like it's being people are actually releasing things like this, maybe leasing it perhaps potentially to the public. Have you been keeping track of this sort of thing?
Yes, we have. And one of the things we've done with our bot is we try and do a mix of the latest AI and machine learning technology, rather than it just being a bot, which requires, most bots require a lot of human input to manage the parameters of the trading side of it. But what we've done here is to build a bot that can access enormous amounts of data across multiple asset classes and geographies and do it instantly. But we still do have the manual side as well. So at the moment, we're longing Bitcoin to 34K in one of the parameters. So we're still going to have a little bit of a play, I guess. However, we need to get more people onto the platform so it builds more database and more data trends. And then we're going to allow people to stick their fingers in there and do what they want to do.
One of the things ATP bot mentioned was the use of using historical data and back testing to sort of prove out their trading strategies, especially like what matching either keeping track of a trend. Is there a trend, and what direction is it going, and how strong is it? What kind of momentum is going behind the movement in a price action, and is there a disconnect between the momentum and the price action called a divergence? And the other is volume, how much money is actually being traded at the time, because one of the things that I keep track of with things like Wealth 365, who had their summit just last week, was teaching strategies around exactly those kind of ideas, especially in the stock market, but it can easily be applied to cryptocurrency or any other asset class, including commodities. So
no, I understand.
Yep.
So other than just crypto, we are going to bring on other asset classes as well, and other portfolios. I'm very sorry.
Yeah,
But,
the big ones are probably commodities, currency,
Yep.
ETFs, futures, that sort of thing.
Yep. And
Being the largest and most liquid of the markets out there.
HFTs.
What did you say?
Sorry,
What was that last item?
probably my voice. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm repeating somebody else. Sorry.
okay. Last item. Are you familiar with the YouTuber, especially Moondev, and his use of ChatGPT and Luxy AI to help build algorithms and perhaps test them out?
I have heard of it, but that's it. I've only just heard of it.
It's something you haven't had the opportunity to follow up on there, but maybe you're one of
No,
your people.
I'll thank you for that. I'll get our back end team to go and have a look at that.
Yeah.
So the way we structured the business is, and this is from experience, we've got a back end team that are building, supporting, and answering so that I can focus on the front end. I don't want the back end to get distracted from being in front of a customer. That's my job.
Cool. All right. The next hand we have up is Darius Sakizan or Chekizan. Darius with the hand up. You have to unmute yourself.
Yep. Hey, thanks,
There
guys. I talked with Lee just a couple days ago, so it was a great experience and it was very intellectual conversation. I do have a question for Richmond on this call. For security, how are you guys running the platform against hackers? Because I know that is a serious problem that basically if you get infiltrated, it's going to go down. And so how do you guys protect that from basically happening, from the whole site going down at any one point in time?
Sure, thanks for that question. Yeah, we enforce security in our platform. Of course, we have a different kinds of levels of security, specifically accessing the platform itself. We employ different or expert who are very, very well knowledge about this in terms of accessing the platform itself. So that's what we are doing. And of course, in user side, so like Terrence mentioned that, each individual must have some kind of security to, ensure that your account will not be able to hack by any other persons. So in terms of security, yes, we have employed that already. So you don't have to worry about, what will happen if, some hackers, trying to get in or access to our platform or things like that. But we employ that already. Yeah, so you don't have to worry about it.
Well, thank you very much. I've already got a lot of my questions answered beforehand, and it is an awesome platform and how you guys are running things, especially with the complete transparency that your team is being on the front end. And, as Lehman, I didn't realize how big of a back end team there is involved in this. So it takes a lot to operate a platform like this and to make sure that you guys are profitable, because as long as you guys make money, then we can make money. So that is the most important fact. If this is
Absolutely.
like a business.
Absolutely.
So okay. So thank you very much, guys.
No problem.
Yep. Next
worries.
hand I have up is Frieds or Freeds. Not sure, but Frieds or Freeds.
Yeah, Frida, actually. I
Frida,
don't know
okay.
why that came up as that, but yeah. So I'm actually in the platform too, so I love it. So far, I just love it. It's very nice. What I was gonna ask is so I'm a little bit, maybe I missed it. I don't know, but can you tell us a little bit in more detail as to how you guys make the money, like in a little bit more detail. I have the generic version of it, but maybe in a little bit more detail.
Yeah, sure. So you would have seen Terrence ran through the P2P and exchange point. We take 2% off each of that. But we also invest our own money as well. Because as I like to say that I learned from IBM, we eat our own dog food.
Right. So technically you okay, so some of it you just invested in similar projects like Aston, or?
No, in our own platform. We invest in our own platform.
Oh, I see. Okay. So, but then how do you make the money? That's what I'm trying.
We're making the money the same way you're making the money when you invest. But when you do a P2P or an exchange, we take 2% off the top of any transaction.
Maybe. Okay.
Yeah, are you asking Frida outside of the the artificial intelligence robots that are doing the trading? Are you asking like what else besides that? Or do you want to know
No.
more
I'm just asking
specifics
about
about
the
that?
actual, the trading of the robots. Like how, like
Okay.
what,
So we don't take a percentage from people's, like you put your money in, you get your money out, there are zero fees. But if there are P2P transactions or swaps, like Terrence showed you on the exchange, we take a 2% cut off that, off the top. But we're also in our roadmap are going to be introducing other asset classes, which will bring us more revenue as we move forward. But at the moment, we're focused purely on what we've got now to make sure it's rock solid. We've got how many people have we got now? 22 people in the back end. And
yeah, that's a huge team.
it needs
it
to
is.
be.
Yeah.
It needs to be, given what we're trying to do.
So then what do you typically make then to basically pay us the up to 2%?
So how does that work? People that put their money in, it has to stay in there for 25 days minimum.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so you're obviously going to have people that are rolling in and out. So just like any bank, I guess you could say, people put deposits in and people take money out. But we have enough liquidity that sits behind us in case everybody wants to do a run.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So I guess, I mean, to basically pay us the 2%, what do you make? Like what, 10% maybe, 15% a day? I don't know.
Sorry.
So basically, to pay us the 2% a day that you know, up to 2% a day, because I'm on that plan myself. And so then how much percentage, I guess, percentage wise, like what do you make?
Oh, we make
To be able to afford us, basically.
Yeah, I know. Well, we make our money off what we've invested. You make your money off what you have invested.
No, she's asking if you're able to pay us 2%, then what is your technology making? Is your technology making 2.2% a day? Is your technology making 2.5% a day? Is your technology making 10% a day? You know, not that we need to
Exactly,
get paid
yes.
more, but how much over this 2% threshold, what does the bot perform? Or is there a number that you could give us that, you know, even though we pay out a max of 2%, the bot can give us 3% a day or 5% a day? Are there any numbers attached to bots' overall performance?
Exactly.
That is a very good question. The percentage points that we put together based on 7 months of testing and how it performed. And we didn't want to, I guess, put something out there that was too unrealistic. So 2% per day is relatively about the average. So I have one customer that put in $30,000 US, and one day he made $711 US in one day, and then the next day he was minus 148. Okay, like anything, it's you know, there's risk involved. So what we looked at over those market trends was averaging to put it at, you know, really nice points. And if you get more, you get more.
Mm-hmm.
If you get less, well, that's the market. There's no guarantees.
Yeah, of course. Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
No problem, Frida.
Thank you, Terrence.
Like you, Thomas, is up next.
Okay, this you, Thomas. How you doing, Mr. Lee?
Good, man. How are you doing?
Pretty good. I just have a two-part question. I only been involved about 2 weeks, and just want to know how many countries are we in at this current point, and what is the age limit? I got a daughter that's under 18. Want to know what is the age limit before we can start adding our kids in.
I've never thought about the age limit. I'll have to get back to you on that. I need to go and do some checks to make sure. But I
Okay.
don't think. How many countries are we in?
Right.
I have no idea the number of people that come onto the calls. I mean, I did a call 2 weeks ago, and I counted at least 4 different countries that were on there. But one of the main things that I think we've said already is that we've registered in Singapore and we're currently going for the mass license. And that will give credibility in the US, UK, most of Europe, and most of Asia Pacific as well.
Okay. Appreciate that.
Yeah, just to answer also your question, like I mentioned earlier, we have people or investors from the Philippines, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, the UK, Nigeria, of course, USA, and the rest of the world. Yeah.
And one thing I just saw pop up in the chat, we are going to be introducing KYC. So that will come as the platform grows. My aim is to have KYC in probably around November, December.
Okay, good. There it is. There it is. All right. Let me catch iPad and then Reximus will be next.
Hi, Terrence. This is Doris. I'm on my iPad, so my name didn't come up. Yeah,
No
I want
worries.
to piggyback on the young lady that was asking how the investment go. I'm wondering if she's asking, what are you investing in? Are you investing in gold, silver, copper, or is it just the money that the investors put in and then you take the percentage out? Is that what you're getting your income with, or is it the AI investing in something tangible?
It's the AI platform at the moment, and it's predominantly crypto. So one of the tests I watched is it did 1,000 trades simultaneously across different areas in 4 seconds and made 8 cents per trade. So what we look for is not super trends. What we're trying to do is use the massive amounts of data that this can transact and review and pick up a trend and then do what needs to be done and then make the trade. And if that's only for 4 seconds, great. We made 8 cents for 1,000 trades in 4 seconds. That's what we do.
Oh, okay. So it is actual trades that you are
Yes.
doing on
Yes.
cryptocurrency. Okay.
Yes.
And it goes according to how many investors that are putting their money in as well. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
So, and also the more that comes in, and I'm not talking about the money, but the more that it comes in from different areas, the better the bot does by learning more market trends across more geographies. And it's instantaneous. Sometimes sometimes I was sitting there going, am I staring? It's pretty damn fast. It's pretty good to watch.
Good. Okay, I have Reximus. You have another question, sir?
Yes, I do.
Yes, go right ahead.
Well, this question is for Mr. Lee Dalton. Now, my question is, sir, do you intend to initiate cards so that it can work with your project? Should people want to be able to use it, say like a bank card, but instead of dealing with banks, which I don't like, you can create your own bank cards, the cards, so they'll be compatible with your project. Yeah, go ahead.
It's something I'm looking at personally myself at the moment. So I've looked at Zappo, for example. There's one other that I'm sorry, that I'm looking at. So basically you can withdraw straight from your wallet at any ATM.
Zappa. Okay.
Zappo. X-A-P-O.
Oh, okay, Zappo.
Yeah.
Okay. Now to add to the cards question, a part of cards, what other use cases when we earn on your platform? What other use cases are you going to implement as upgrades so that we'll be able to actually make use of the funds instead of transferring it to an exchange, where exchanges, they can freeze your assets? Instead of dealing with banks, they can freeze your assets. Do you have other use cases, techniques that you're going to implement in addition to cards?
The exchange part, I use decentralized exchanges personally. Transfer the money, because a lot of the centralized ones are starting to be controlled and regulated in countries, and in particular being blocked by banks, whereas decentralized exchanges allow you to do it peer-to-peer, and that can't be regulated. So there are plenty of exchanges out there that you can do that through.
Okay. And then you spoke about trading, the trading part. Are there days that you lose? And when you lose, do we lose, or it doesn't apply to us?
No, of course you lose. There is no guarantee.
Okay.
Okay. That's why we put an average together.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
I have Samuel Uresti. You would have to unmute yourself, Samuel.
Hi, good afternoon. My question was pretty much a follow-up, I guess, to the last question, just seeking more clarification. So the different tiers, the 0.5%, the 1%, the 2%, that's more like a expected average of what to earn. Those aren't actual set returns then? That there isn't, from the response you gave to Frida earlier, it sounds like you're not leaving any kind of cushion or margin in there for the company to keep. You're pretty much paying out 100% back to us, the members. Is that correct, the way I'm understanding that?
What, when you put your initial deposit in, you'll get your initial deposit back.
No, I think the question, if I understood you correctly, Samuel, you're saying is, since they're paying out 2%, is that all the capital that the artificial intelligence robot is generating is 2%? And are we returning all of that capital back to the investors? Is that what you're asking?
Correct. Just, is, the bot may be making 5%,
Yeah.
and you're paying out 2% to the investors, and the company's making a 3% profit, or that's not a thing. If the bot makes 2% today, then the members get 2%. If the bot makes 3%, then the members are getting 3%. You're giving back
No,
100%.
well, the number's static. So the
Mhm.
0.5% pays a 0.5% a day if that's the plan you're in. Then the 1% a day plan plays 1% a day if that's what you're in. And then the 2% a day does pay 2% a day. Now, what he said is that there are losses that happen, but that is why the averages are factored the way that the averages are factored. And then so I think what you're asking is if they have a bad day, can you not get paid or can you get paid less? No, those numbers
Correct.
are put in, and regardless of what they do on their wins and losses, they're still able to afford the contributors those dollar amounts. And then just me being like a project owner and then understanding different tiers, everybody's not in the $3,000 plan. And so they don't
Mhm.
have to pay everybody in the company 2%. You got to understand there's going to be an overwhelming majority of people that just only come in with the minimal $50. And then you'll also have people at the other level, but no company is paying everybody their top figure. You just don't have everybody spending $3,000 or more. And so if I understand what he said, those numbers do fluctuate. They win and they lose, but based off of 7 months of back testing, they're okay with paying out up to 2%. And that's why there's no higher categories than 2%. Now, they have not said exactly how much they make, but I don't think there's many companies that actually really publicize, well, yeah, I'm giving you 2% a day, but we're making 10% a day. It in the grand scheme of things, I don't think many people are actually with that level of transparency, nor do I think we necessarily expect it. And the reality is we want to be paid. We want to be paid. Now, if they're making 50% a day, I'm still okay with the 2% a day, even if they were making 50% a day. I just want to get paid what I signed up for.
Yeah, no, totally understandable. It just, my worry is, 6 months down the road, 8 months down the road, maybe if revenue slows down, they're like, okay, instead of 2%, we're going to be paying out 1.5% daily. Like I'm just curious if they've given themselves a cushion, so they can, I know nothing's guaranteed, but closest to guaranteeing that 2% or 1% or 0.5, whatever. I'm just curious if they've given themselves that cushion. And again, I was just kind of going off the response they gave to Frida earlier. It sounded like there was no cushion, so I was just curious about that.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think it came across. I mean, I didn't take it that way, and maybe that is the way it said, and I missed it. But I didn't remember hearing there wasn't a cushion. So or the any implications that there wasn't a cushion. But hey, we got them on here right now. Do you guys make enough to pay everybody and still have something left for the company? That's the question.
Exactly.
Do you make enough to
Exactly.
pay everybody and still have
Yes.
something left in the company?
Exactly. And we've invested in ourselves. So we're running on the pot ourselves. So we're making money ourselves as well off our own platform.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay.
One last question, if I can. I was just curious. Maybe I skipped this part, but I was just curious about the background of the owners and developers, where they're coming from. Why should we trust them? I'm just curious what their backgrounds are in.
Sure. I'll give you a quick overview. I'm an electrician by trade. I used to refit submarines for the Australian Navy. And then I moved into the first clone PCs. Then from there, I moved into the first digital mobile GPS systems. Then from there, I moved to a company called Logica, which was the first SMSC prepaid and mobile internet providers. And then from there, moved to IBM with the first, what do they call it? sorry, my voice is a bit croaky. E-commerce, no, sorry, compensation management automation, because most companies do their sales compensations on Excel spreadsheets. And then from there, I moved to SAP Hybris, first e-commerce and commerce platforms. And then from there, I started my own consultancy, and I did financial reviews for Wise, if you know Wise Transfer. And then I got onto AI, and I had a look at AI. And that's where Invesable came from, after my experiences with 6 different investment companies in crypto.
Sure.
Which annoyed me.
Sure. Yeah. So yeah, by nature, I'm a technology guy. I mean, I work with different system integrator like IBM, Accenture, you know, different system integrator, global and local. Initially, I was a technical guy doing, you know, networks, systems, security, and at the same time working with, like I mentioned, different system integrator consulting firms, you know, globally. In 2007, I decided to move up myself to as a business development or sales professional. So I work with SAP, I work with Microsoft, I work with Cisco, and also different telcos like AT&T, Asia Pacific, Orange Business Group services, or France Telecom. Until recently, yeah, I'm a country manager for ASEAN and Korea with a business agility company, which is based in US. Knowing about crypto, I mean, this year started, you know, having a knowledge about it. That's why I you know, one of the founder of this company. Thank you.
Impressive. A lot of great credentials and great experience. Very impressive for both of you. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Most welcome.
Yep. All right, perfect. Next hand I have up is Craig Eckert. The floor is yours, sir.
Hey guys, just a couple of questions about the affiliate link. If my wife lives, who obviously lives in the same household, wants to start up her own account, can that come under my affiliate link, or do I need to use Terrence's? And like another example is my mother, who's 87, and I wouldn't trust her with such a platform. All due respect. Yeah, so I'd be managing her account. So can I sign my mum up, for instance, under my affiliate link, or do I need to use Terrence's? I'm fine with using Terrence's.
You can work that out with Terrence, but when you sign up, you will be automatically given your own affiliate link as well.
Yeah, I understand that. Can I sign my wife and my mother up under my affiliate link, and
Yes,
them
yes.
come from the same IP address?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
great. That's the answer to my question.
Yes.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Next hand I have up is Johanna Butcher.
Oh,
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So my question is regarding the KYC process. If you guys are thinking about implementing it, you think, are there going to be any issues with US citizens?
Okay. I can't answer that. I'll have to look at that one. I'm going to have to look at that one. But I understand where you're coming from on that. Because I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the US at the moment around this space. So yeah. Haven't been asked that one before. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Where are you guys based right now?
So Richmond is based in Singapore. I'm in Malaysia.
Okay.
And then we've got, I guess, you know, given the fact that Zoom calls and that, we've got a team that's spread around the world. So we've got people in Dubai, we've got people in the US, we've got people in the Philippines, and Thailand as well.
Okay, thank you very much.
No problem.
Okay, I'm gonna catch Sathish next, and then Greg, and then I'll come back to Armagus and Reximus.
If I may, Terrence, I need to call it in 7 minutes. Okay.
Okay, cool, perfect. So we got 1 minute questions from 6 people, and then I got Sathish first. If you want to unmute, I'll go ahead, Sathish.
Yeah, I'm am I audible?
I'm sorry.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, Sathish, your turn. You're first.
Yeah. So my question is to Richmond Ray. So, sir, you told that you are part of a business agility company, Scaled Agile, because I have also been associated with Scaled Agile. So I wanted to know if Scaled Agile is the company that you are associated with earlier.
That is correct, Satish. That is correct.
Yeah. Thank you, Richmond. And one question to Mr. Lee. So you told that we have an office in Singapore. So right now I understand it might be just for backend. So is it in the future a plan to open a front end office also that people can visit, or is it just for the backend?
What we're planning on doing, which sits in our roadmap, is we're going to run conferences. So the first one's going to be in Singapore. Then we're going to be at the Dubai cryptocurrency session in March, which is the largest one in the world. That's the way we want to run it, but we will go as we grow. We will go where the growth is.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you. Greg, Greg, it's your opportunity.
Yeah. Hi guys. So I'm going to join, and I don't have to KYC now, but you said you're going to introduce it at some point in the future. Will I have to retroactively KYC?
I can't answer that now because it's in our roadmap. At the moment, we're focused on what we're doing with the platform now to make it back solid, rock solid as it delivers. We've still got, obviously, birthing issues, I guess you could call it. So I want to focus on that first. Then I will be in a better position to answer that question in probably 2 months, I'd say.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. I have Erica from Canada, if you want to go ahead.
Hi, I'm also got a KYC question, but it's a little different. If we get involved today and you implement KYC in November, December, if for some reason we're in a jurisdiction that we can't pass your KYC, will you honor and release whatever funds we have in your program at that time, and we just have to leave the program? Or will you hold our funds hostage?
I can't answer that question at the moment, Erica, until I have a look at it. It's even though it's in the roadmap, it's the people I've got are working on fixing and making sure that what we're delivering is delivering at the moment. Once we get to the point, which will be November, December on KYC, then I can answer that question properly for you.
Put that question in your committee, that's something they need to consider, though, that, you know, if we are already active in the program for 4 or 5 months and suddenly we can't stay active, at least release our funds for us.
Yes, I understand. Yes.
Okay. All right. We got 4 minutes, 3 minutes left. So Armigus, you have a minute, and then leave Reximus a minute so that we can get out of here.
Got it. Where do you get your data from?
What do you mean? Be more detailed.
Where does the crypto bot get the data to make its trades from?
From he gets it from everywhere.
Everywhere it can, like.
Yep, everywhere it can, across every market, across every.
Does that also include potentially arbitrage opportunities?
Yes, it does.
So the data is on like 15 different exchanges like Mexi, Coinbase, etc.
Yes,
You're
correct.
watching those for not only
Yes.
for trading opportunities between different types of coin, but also arbitrage within a coin.
Yes.
That sounds like a plan. Okay, so you look like you're getting a bit more broad-based there. That's a good thing to hear.
Cool.
All right, Reximus, close us out, Reximus.
Hello.
Hey,
So,
Reximus, yep, go ahead. You're good to go, Reximus.
okay. So I wanted to ask one of the CEOs, each of them can answer if they want to. Do you guys do Zoom calls? Do you have a YouTube channel, and do you do Zoom calls like Mr. Pounds?
We're on a Zoom call now.
No, I mean like your own Zoom calls. Like, do you have like a Zoom, your own Zoom call link?
Okay, I understand. Yep, we've got stuff on YouTube. It's also posted on our website. Richmond is here with me in KL, and today we're going to be putting 5 videos together to be posting.
And do you guys allow multiple accounts? If you want to open multiple accounts, or when the KIC shows up, then you require only one account? Multiple accounts in the sense that.
I know. Well, I mean,
Okay.
you can open up multiple accounts under different names or different email addresses.
Yeah, but when we do KYC, it will not work anymore, right?
Well, yeah, he can't answer KYC questions. We're going to wrap it up for the call, not to cut it short, but it is 8:30 and he had to go. But KYC
right.
questions, we're a couple months out, folks. They're 25 short business days. If you're worried about KYC, get in for the next few months and make your money. And then your plan's only 25 short business days. But he doesn't know and can't answer KYC questions at this juncture. So get your money for the next few months and we gonna win.
All right. Thank you.
Yes. Hey, thank you very much, Lee. Thank you very much, Richmond. Let's do it again in a couple weeks if you can make time. But I do appreciate it very much. And thank you, everybody, for the call. And I'll be talking to everybody soon. Peace.
Thank you, Terrence.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.